In this video, we're going to discuss the installation of the GPS fleet tracking device that Virtual Fleet Supervisor calls the VFS-wired. In this video, we will cover matching up devices to your vehicle, the installation of the devices, how to connect and power the device, how to test that the devices have been installed properly, and support and training. Before we get started with the actual installation, there's a couple things to take note of. The welcome email was sent on the day the device was shipped to the email of the user who ordered the device. First, in your welcome email, you should have received a login to the application, along with a link to the instruction manual. The manual can be found at the webpage virtualfleetsupervisor.com/install. The last thing to take note of is that on each device on the label, there's a number called the IMEI number, shown here. This IMEI number is how Virtual Fleet Supervisor correlates which device is assigned to which vehicle. Before installing, write down which IMEI is going into which vehicle. You can do this through the system by logging in, clicking on the Settings tab, clicking on the Devices submenu, finding the IMEI, select Edit this device, put your cursor in the name field, change it to whatever you want, and then simply hit Update down in the bottom. Or you can simply write it down on a sheet of paper or on a notepad and update this later on. If you have multiple devices, here's a couple other tips that you should be aware of. Please notice that there is a search box. Instead of having to scroll through all of your various vehicles, you can simply enter the name or the last 6 digits of the IMEI number, and it would show you that specific device. Lastly, if you have multiple vehicles, you can export this information into a CSV file, and then make your changes, and then import it, and the system would take all of your changes. Please be aware to format the CSV exactly as it says here. Let's now begin with the actual installation. Quick disclaimer, if you don't have automotive experience or just are uncomfortable installing this device, we recommend finding someone who has installed mobile electronics or a car mechanic. A few of the tools that you will need for this installation include a cordless drill, wire strippers, wire crimpers, a voltmeter, a socket set, tape, a ring terminal, and a self-tapping screw. The first thing that you want to decide is where to install the wired device. The best location is at the key cylinder, since it's easy to locate and you have ignition. The second best location is behind the radio. The third best location is using wires coming into the fuse box. Please note, if you decide to use a fuse box, don't plug directly into it, but rather tap into the wires that are leading into the fuse box. There are 3 wires that come in the VFS-wired device. The black is to ground, the red is to constant power, and the white is to your variable ignition or your switch wire. It is very important in this stage to use the voltmeter to verify that exactly 12 volts are going to your red constant wire, and 12 volts are only going to the white ignition wire when the vehicle is on, and 0 volts when the vehicle is turned off. Any deviation from this voltage will cause inaccurate readings in the application. Now that the device has been installed, step 2 is to power the device by turning on the ignition. If the ignition is on and you have no lights appear on the side of the device, ensure that you have a firm connection with all the wires, and double check the voltage using a voltmeter. Step 3, confirm the device is reporting. While your vehicle is still running, log into the application. The Locations tab is your default home screen, and also where you can verify that the device has been recognized and information is being received by the application. You can look at the last location. It should report where your device is currently located. Please take note that you will not have a duration until there's a new activity, such as turning your vehicle from on to off or off to on. Let your vehicle continue to run for about 5 minutes. Select the Reports tab, click on the device that you want to ensure is reporting, make sure you're on readings and for that person, and then you can look at the different events. The readings report is every bit of data that that device has received. This is in reverse chronological order, meaning that the most recent event is at the very top. You can look down and see that it's been reporting and that the engine is on to off. At Virtual Fleet Supervisor, we pride ourselves on offering world-class customer support and training. If you ever have any questions related to the application or installation, we offer many ways for you to contact us and to find the support that you need. Through the application, you can click on the Support tab, open a case, hit Continue, select your category, and continue to follow the prompts, and you'll receive a trackable trouble ticket in which you continue to see the status of your issue. Our protocol is that a client success specialist from our support team will answer your case within 1 hour during business hours, and if at nights or weekends, by 10 o'clock the next business day. Another important segment is our video library. To access this, click on the link that says Instructional Video on the top. You will then have the choice of several videos, high-level overview videos about best practices within the system, and tab-specific videos giving detailed explanations of each tab. At Virtual Fleet Supervisor, we not only want to provide you the right GPS fleet tracking tools, we also want to ensure that you know how to use them. For this reason, we have dedicated personnel responsible for your training. They'll talk with you to understand your business, to find out what you're trying to accomplish, and then show you how to set up the application to ensure that it solves your exact needs. In order to schedule this free one-on-one personalized training, click on the scheduled training link up in the top and it'll open a calendar. Simply select what time and day works best for you and you'll be called at your convenience. You can also call 1-800-746-5170 extension 2 to talk to a client success specialist in our support team for any questions related to installation or the application itself.